This will do. It's a fairly good spot for me to get off and rest my legs. Not really expecting any traffic coming along here. You know what? It's always nice to get the helmet off for a little bit. We still recording on the GoPro? You bet your bum we are. Alright, look at where we are. I'm just going to tuck the microphone down in my collar again for now. I'll get my camera out and we'll just try and take a glory shot of the Honda on this path. What can I say? People talk about these bikes being capable, you know, the small capacity Hondas, and I don't know, I've got to tell you, if I was riding a sports bike, I'd be trying to do the same thing. The only thing I might be worried about is some grit getting into the brake pads, but that's part of my responsibility to keep an eye on. All in all, I've got to say I'm pretty happy with that. That was fun. We are going to keep going this way, and I'm going to take the roadway down, back down the mountain to get me home in time, and I should get home in a reasonable amount of time to get to school pickup. But like, I'm not too worried about that because I've got plenty of time still. Being a little air-cooled engine, I wonder whether or not this kind of riding is good for it long term. But if my little two-strokes can manage it, you know what, I'm sure a Honda's going to be fine. Sorry, microphone, I dropped you. Basically, this will show you what I'm doing. Yes, I'm still recording. Foam goes on here. Tuck it into the sock like so. Fold it in. And I'm hoping that is going to muffle the wind. And basically then all I'm doing is, let me take you in here. It's going just inside there and to the front. And it's a little bit uncomfortable on my cheek, but not so much that it's difficult to put up with. You know, if I was to have a stack, I'd probably get a bruised cheek, and that's about it. Alright, now helmet is on. The one thing I haven't checked is to see whether or not the microphone's even still recording, but I just got to assume that it is. Alright, let's go. Now this road goes on for another couple of kilometres and then comes out to a main road. Now there is a track that is on the other side of the main road, and it is not somewhere that I'll ever take this bike. It just goes deep into the bush. It's a little bit too steep. And the tracks are in worse condition than this. I tell you what, you want to get used to your slow speed counter steering, this is the way to do it. Now you might be mistaken into thinking that this is as fast as this bike can tackle this, but no, that's actually just me. I'm being very conservative on the throttle. Once again, the camera's just not going to show it, but the surface is really, really loose and the rocks along this section are quite large. Pothole. 2 potholes. Whee! You know what I like about this bike is I can affect the lean just by the pressure of my knees. And you more experienced riders are probably going, no shit, you dickhead. But that's not something that you can really do on the motorised bikes. Just because of the nature of the pedals being offset, you really don't have that finite control. This road really is quite terrible. You'll have probably noticed that I wasn't remembering to crap on, but I'm more worried about saving my own skin than keeping a potential audience entertained. I mean, some of you might call me quite mad. This is only my 3rd day riding this bike, and this is the sort of roads I'm choosing to take it on. But I intend to give myself as much experience as possible on as many surfaces as possible. You know, with the exception of mud and sand. I mean, this is not what I would consider to be off-road. This is a road, it's level. What I would never attempt to do on this bike is like really loose dirt or sand. You know, I wouldn't try what I've heard called like a single track trail, like dirt bike territory. This is a sort of road you'd take to get to dirt bike territory, but this is still a road. So, no, I might put up a thumbnail going, I'm taking the 125 off-roading, but it's a misnomer. This is still a road. Its name is W11 track, but it's still a road. Granted, it's a forest road. Now I'm actually riding the rear brake, which on this bike is actually a pretty good idea because it has the combined braking system, which means, well, the front brakes are a 2-pot caliper, and what it does is it activates one of the pistons in the brakes. So I don't think that means it comes on at 50% strength or anything like that, but it does apply the front brake a little bit. So even though you're getting that weight transfer, even if you are just on the rear brake, although I am always at the ready with the front brake on a road like this, it does mean you do have a bit of brake balance. Now this bike does not have ABS either, so I think that combined braking is a bit of a compromise. I'm pretty happy with myself so far. I haven't gone across the middle of a single pothole. And we haven't had rain in a few days, which is why they're all dry. And it does, well, I won't say it makes it easier to spot, but at least you can see how deep they are. And here is, of course, the main road where I rejoin the traffic. I will admit that was a shit line. But the reason I chose it was because I couldn't see around the bloody corner.